one small step for man, excuse me, let me just read this off here, and one giant lie for mankind. Steph Curry telling the Ringer's Winging It podcast that he doesn't believe we ever landed on the moon. NASA has since offered to show proof of the moon landing in 1969 to the two-time NBA MVP. Curry addressed all of the reaction to the comments saying this: I've got a lot of interesting feedback from some ex-NASA astronauts that I'm planning on having a conversation with. Curry telling that to reporters, according to The Athletic. So some good is going to come out of this for sure. Max.
Yep.
Talk to me.
I don't think this is funny, actually. Like, we can laugh at it, but I don't think it's funny. Steph Curry has college, 3 years of college. Steph Curry's a role model. Kids look up to Steph Curry probably more than any other NBA player. They relate to him. He's not so big. He's not the fastest. He just is talented and works hard and is a great teammate. And I could be like that. They really love Steph. And he's a role model as a result of that. And that's just irresponsible. Like, to feed into those kind of, like when Kyrie Irving said he thought the earth was flat. I mean, that's the dumbest thing a public figure has said in my lifetime. Maybe it's one of them. But Steph Curry not believing in the moon landing, it's not like that, but it's in the same vein. It's like, here's the issue with how much information we have access to now because of the internet. It's great we have access to information, but how do you vet the information? How can you tell the high-quality information from the low-quality information? The reason foreign governments can interfere in our politics is because way too many people have moved away from fact-based, evidence and toward nonsense and conspiracy theories, and so they're easily manipulated. This is a crisis in the world. Populism is on the rise in the world. Partly it's because of the access to information without the ability to vet it. So when a role model like Steph Curry, I know it seems like I'm making too big a deal out of it.
It does.
Says something as monumentally stupid as he thinks we never landed on the moon, kids are watching that. They're listening to that. It's a scary indication of where we are. And I don't think it's funny. I really don't think it's funny.
Well, it's not a matter of it being funny. I think that you're missing the point here. You're not wrong in terms of, the facts of it all. 50 years ago, it happened. I believe it happened. You believe it happened. Of course we believe it happened. Okay, does it happen? Well, no. Yeah. The reason why I put it that way is because you refuse to appreciate the fact that in our society, there are people, no matter how many facts you point in their face, they don't believe it. Because they think, you talk about, high quality information and the manner in which you gathered that information. There are people, Max Kellerman, that are standing right in front of your face and will tell you in the face of fact, hell no, it ain't happened. It ain't happened because they don't trust anything that is associated with our government, with our nations, with various nations throughout this world. There are people who think like that. Just like what it said, like NASA said, not only have we been on the moon, okay, and we got hundreds of pounds of rocks to show that we were on the moon, we plan on going back. And this time we're going to be in a position to ultimately stay. These are the kind of things that they're saying. What does Steph Curry allude to? Nope, don't believe that either. Now, in the age of technology and us seeing how advanced our society has become, of course you feel differently, Max. Of course I feel differently. But there are people out there who attach conspiracy theories to everything. And I don't want to get into the details in terms of what they've been suspicious about, in terms of things that have happened in our nation. It's unfortunate, but it's a reality that's inescapable. People do that all the time. And I think it's at that particular moment in time that we hearken back to what Charles Barkley said. When he said that he's not a role model, I am not a role model, he should not have said that. And I don't ever think that he meant it literally. What he's saying is that the obligation and the onus ultimately falls on your parents and what have you, because you got to know who not to listen to about certain situations.
I am not claiming that what you're saying isn't true, that there are people who their nature is contrary. And they're extremely suspicious, and it's good to be cynical about things. That's not a problem. The problem is the rejection of facts. When a public figure rejects facts on the basis of like drivel on the internet or some friend whispering in their ear about some government conspiracy with zero actual research with any high quality information.
Right.
When that is uttered publicly, it is incumbent upon the Fourth Estate, you and I, to castigate, to say that is, not mince words. Steph That is a stupid comment. Don't say it again. Go read a book, an actual book.
That's fair.
That's what we have to do.
That's fair. I'm not going to refute what you're saying there. I'm simply saying that. Are you really, meaning a Steph or somebody else?
Yes.
Are you really questioning the facts per se because you just don't believe it? Or are you questioning the veracity of individuals or organizations who may come forward?
What I'm saying is that's fine.
There are people who feel that way.
I am glad that Kyrie and
saying.
Steph and others have curious and cynical minds. That's part of like the scientific process, in fact. But when you then reject facts and go on your own wishful thinking and wide-eyed conspiracy theories, it's detrimental to society when you are in a public position and you utter it.
Can I say one thing? Could they possibly just be joking?
Hope so.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing,
maybe not be that deep or that serious.
No, Kyrie wasn't joking. Steph,
the
I
other
hope
thing,
so.
the other thing about it is this: where we're being unfair to Steph Curry in this particular situation. You're on a podcast and somebody makes some flippant comment and you ask what you believe in. It's not like he researched it and said these are the facts and I'm ignoring them. You understand? In other words, he just tweeted, or I guess that was a tweet that we showed where he's talking about he's spoken to some folks from NASA. They've reached out to him, and now he's going to become more informed about it, and then, he'll express himself then. I'm just saying that him making a flippant comment and being suspicious about something, I don't think it warrants that reaction is all I'm saying.
Steph grew up with lots of resources available to him in a well-to-do family.
Doesn't matter. You care about what you care about.
He has traveled internationally. He's obviously bright. He went to college.
You care about what you care about.
He cannot think we didn't land on the moon.
He might just be joking.
I hope so.
Might
In
just
that
be having
case,
a little fun
I hope
with
you're
us.
joking.
Okay.
I hope so.